Welcome to the Fleet Geeks podcast. We're here to help develop fleet and transport professionals. Do you want to progress and develop your skills and knowledge? We promise to bring lively conversation and debate around interesting issues and keep you bang up to date with changes in our awesome industry. The Fleet Geeks are a community of professionals, and if you enjoy the podcast, why not join the discussion for free in the Fleet Geek community over on Facebook? Hello and welcome back to today's Fleet Geeks podcast. Last week I spoke to you about 10 vital policies you needed for your operation. And today I'm going to talk about 10 more policies that you could need for your operation. So there's going to be 20 in total. And I'm going to ask for feedback to see what might I've missed. What have you got that I'm missing on this list? I'm not saying it's exhaustive. Different operations need different policies, but here's 10 more that you might want to think about for your operation. I hope this is useful for you, particularly those who are newer to the industry and not sure exactly what you need to focus on. So the next 10 for you to think about. Now that you did those 10 last week that I said, these are the next 10 you need. So wheel security and wheel torque policy. This sets out the process for wheel fitting, retorquing and inspection of wheels and wheel security. The purpose, it prevents catastrophic wheel loss and shows DVSA you take mechanical integrity very seriously. You need to think about what the manufacturer's recommendations are for retorque intervals. For example, 30 to 60 minutes or 50 kilometers after refitting, records of the checks and who's authorized to carry them out. There's quite a lot of DVSA guidance available here, so please do check online about the wheel security guidance that is available from the DVSA there. The next one, bridge strike prevention policy, outlines route planning expectations and height awareness checks, as well as driver training on different vehicle heights as well. The purpose of this is to reduce one of the most reputation damaging and costly incidents possible. You know you're going to get reported to the traffic commissioner if you hit a bridge. You're going to potentially cause the railway to get shut down and potentially a decent hefty fine for your insurance from Network Rail, as well as a potentially expensive public inquiry, which will cost you legal fees, etc., etc. We don't want to be going for tea and biscuits with the traffic commissioner on this one. So bridge strike prevention policy, really, really important to make sure you've got that, managing height awareness checks, making sure the drivers are aware. The third suggestion for this week is around speed management. This defines your stance on how you monitor speed compliance, use of limiters and telematics monitoring. The purpose of this is to protect your safety, your fuel efficiency as well, but also it's around overall protecting your OCRS score, including this, how speeding events are going to be investigated and how you're going to improve habits of your drivers as well. So speed management policy, really, really important about when you're going to notify the traffic commissioner of speeding incidents, how that works, setting out all of those standards. The next one up this week, on the fourth one, is around parking security and load theft policy. So this sets out parking expectations, for example, use of high-risk route plans and instant response if theft does occur. Where are the high-risk spots? How are you going to decide where to park? How are you going to ensure that your vehicle's not a nuisance to residents and those kinds of things? The purpose of this, it protects high-value goods, it protects driver safety, and it protects company reputation as well. Detail approved stops, what to do if insecure locations must be used, and how to report any suspicious activity. Okay, the next one, the fifth one, is driver induction and training policy. This ensures that every driver receives consistent onboarding, safety briefings, and ongoing training refreshers. So how do we know that our people are properly being onboarded? And the purpose of this is it helps build competence, consistency across the fleet. That consistency piece is really important to ensure that you've got a steady benchmark for all of your drivers to operate under. This helps you include mandatory modules like safe loading, walk-around checks, company culture, and making sure there's a thorough driver assessment, for example.
Hi, I'm Shani from Flagship Partners. We're proud to sponsor the Fleet Geeks podcast, your go-to source for all things fleet management. If you're looking for expert advice or high-quality training for your fleet business, make Flagship Partners your first choice. We're also thrilled to announce the launch of our Fleet Academy, designed to support and develop future fleet leaders through expert-led and career-focused training. Our offering includes fully accredited courses such as the Transport Manager CPC training, CPC refresher courses, OLAT training, plus ongoing mentoring, support and professional development beyond the qualification. Our vision is simple: to develop elite fleet professionals who drive excellence across the industry. Let's shape the future of our fleet management together.
Excellent. The next one is around yard safety. So mobile plant, shunter, yard safety policy. Many of you will have operating centres. And this covers the operation of vehicles in your yard, reversing protocols and segregation of pedestrians. This fits less with operator licensing and more towards the Health and Safety at Work Act. However, the purpose is to prevent injuries in depots, which is often overlooked by operators. And one of the riskiest things from a health and safety perspective, most knocks, shunts and people strikes occur in yards at low speeds, and it's one of the highest risks environments. So tip from me, think about banksman training or reversing assistant training and their rules, high vis requirements, as well as speed limits within the yard. And look wherever possible to segregate pedestrians from vehicles is really, really important. The seventh one from me this time is around tyre management. And this goes beyond your wheel talk. This covers the selection, inspection, tread depth, pressure checks, age limits, and tread depth limits around your tyres. The purpose of this, the tyres are what's keeping your vehicles and trailers between the road and the vehicle. And it prevents blowouts, it will reduce costs and support your sustainability and safety goals as well. For me, include a life cycle log and procedures for handling retreads of tyres and how to ensure that you thoroughly check and log tyre ages as well, which is now a requirement to ensure. Okay, so that's the seventh one. Up next, 18, or the eighth one in this series, sorry. The eighth in this series, the 18th overall. Fuel card refilling and spill control. Details the safe refueling procedures, use of fuel cards and environmental response to any spills. This helps prevent pollution and theft while ensuring cost control as well. Outline how spill kits should be used, what emergency phone numbers, and any regular site inspections, vehicle inspections for any leaks, cost control, those kinds of things. This helps ensure that fuel cards are properly used, and it helps ensure that vehicles are properly fueled as well. The ninth one this time around, breakdown and recovery, explains what drivers should do during a roadside breakdown or recovery situation. Again, this is one of the biggest challenges for drivers, is that actually breakdowns can happen in rather unsafe locations. And the purpose of this is to ensure safety, minimize downtime, and reduce risks to other road users. If we properly train drivers on what happens around breakdown and recovery, it's really, really important that we then share that via our policy. And this includes where to position warning triangles, who we've got to call, the communication protocols with traffic control, how to follow the process effectively. Really, really useful one. And the final one from me this time is around communication and reporting policy. This defines how operational information is going to flow through the business between drivers, transport managers, planners, and the workshop as well. The purpose of this is to stop critical information getting lost in translation and help support audit trails. For example, a tip for me is to specify the approved channels. For example, a defect app, or there's a WhatsApp group policy, or whatever the driver reporting line is, and what the expected response times are. So that's the communication and reporting policy. So my next 10 policies from this episode are around wheel security and torque policy, bridge strike prevention policy, speed management policy, parking security and load theft policy, driver induction and training policy, mobile plant, shunter and yard safety policy, tyre management policy, fuel card refilling and spill control, breakdown and recovery, communication and reporting. I would say you're well on your way. One of the things to also think about, there's lots of other places where you can see that policies are required. So for example, if you were to download the FORS standard, that will tell you all of the policies that you need for FORS. If you were to download and look at the earned recognition standard, that will tell you all the policies that you need for those, as well as looking at the MIVR and the TEVR, which are the DVSA audit documents when they come and do a traffic examination or a maintenance investigation visit report. You can see those as well, and they'll be in there what other policies are required as well. So why don't you go and do a bit of research as well around those different areas and what other policies that they suggest. I've just come up with 10 this time and 10 last week as well for you to have a listen to and have a suggestion. They might not all fit your organization. You might be able to combine some for your business. And this is why I'm a big advocate for writing our own policies. They just take templated policies from organizations that aren't yours, because they might not cover all of the things you need, and you need to make sure that a policy is relevant and articulated effectively for your organization and the things that go on in your business. I hope this podcast has been useful. Thank you for listening, and please do make sure you follow and subscribe. I'll see you on the next episode. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please share with your friends and colleagues too. Join us for free on Facebook with the Fleet Geeks community for transport and fleet managers. Fleet Geeks offers ongoing professional development, networking and mentoring too. So get in touch with me, Pete Rushmer, on any social media platform to find out more.